Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be talking about all about my brushes. I always see people requesting this kind of videos to me, especially for my eye brushes. So brushes are really big tool for your makeup. It will make your makeup look so flawless, you have no idea. If you are a makeup junkie like me, you already know that makeup brushes are so important for your makeup routine. So yeah, if you guys wanna see what's in my brush collection, then keep on watching. So I'm going to start by mentioning face brushes, then eye brushes. So I have 3 brushes to mention. First brush is this Morphe M439 brush. It's a buffing brush. It's a large buffing brush. You can blend any kind of foundation with this, matte, dewy, or like stick foundation. This brush is so versatile, you have no idea if you haven't tried it yet. I have recommended this brush to a lot of people and they loved it. I brought this brush because of Jaclyn Hill, so yeah, this is one of the biggest staple on my makeup routine to make my foundation look so flawless. So yeah, Morphe M439 is a must-have. So next brush I will say is this Morphe Y6 brush. As you can see, it's a kabuki brush kind of brush. I feel like this kind of brushes are not for like matte foundation, like moussey texture foundation. You can blend any kind of liquid foundation on your face like so perfectly with this foundation, but not any kind of matte foundation. It will make your face look like you are exfoliating. Unless you have oily skin, then you can like use this brush. I don't know, it's personal preference, but I feel like this foundation works for me whenever I use any kind of liquid foundation. By the way, I will leave all the brushes down below so you guys can check it out. So next brush is the last foundation brush. So this is Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. So this is one of my favorite brushes. I bought 2 years ago and it works just fine. It never like shed or anything. I have this brush for 2 years and it's just perfect as before. It blends out any kind of foundation, just like matte or dewy foundation or stick foundation. This is such a good foundation brush from drugstore. You can find this at Ulta, CVS, Walgreens. So yeah. So moving on to concealer brush. I have just one because I never use any kind of concealer brushes. I use my foundation brush to blend out my concealers, but I use this Morphe E20 brush sometimes if I feel like I need to blend out my foundation right underneath the brows or upper brows. So I use this brush because it's a little bit tiny, but at the same time it does really good job. So yeah, Morphe E20 brush is perfect for like concealer. So next brushes, I will say I set my concealer with the Real Techniques setting brush. It's the Real Techniques by Sam and Nick. Yeah, this looks like this. It's perfect for underneath your eyes, or you can apply highlighters with this. Such a wonderful brush, you have no idea if you haven't used it. Perfect size. So the next brush is also for concealer setting is this Morphe R13 brush. It's the rose gold collection brush. As you can see, this brush looks like this. This brush is actually for contouring on their website, but I use this to set my concealer because it's perfect fit for my under eyes and forehead and chin if I want to set it with translucent powder or any kind of yellow powders. So yeah. Moving on to big powder brushes, I have these 2 brushes. This is Wet n Wild powder brush. It's just a basic brush. They have it at Walgreens or CVS, I think. And this one is BH Cosmetics Rose Romance brush number 1. That's it. I don't know anything else if they call it. So yeah, this is Rose Romance brush. This brush is so soft like this one. So any powder brush works. I just wanted to show you guys I use these two brushes to powder my whole face. Moving on to my contour brushes. I use these two brushes. This one is Morphe M405 brush. This is an angled brush. As you can see, this works really well if you wanna get that chiseled cheekbones. But I am in love with this one because this one is perfect for any kind of cream contour or powder contour. This works with both, so that's why this has become one of my favorites. This is Morphe Y8 brush. This is like so great. One of my friends recommended this to me and I have been loving this brush ever since. I have another brush to mention. You don't have to get contour brushes like this, but I really like this kind of brushes because it really helps to blend out the contour. Like if you have round face like me, you can easily map out your contour with powder if you have difficulty seeing how you blend your contour lines. This is also BH Cosmetics Rose Romance brush. Moving on to blush brush. This is the Wet n Wild brush blush. I will say I don't have that many blush brushes, but I like this one because this is like perfect to apply like this. I don't need any other brushes. This is really perfect for me just because I don't use too much blushes all the time. Whenever I use blushes, I use this or this kinds of powder brushes because I need that like good amount of blush on my cheeks. A lot of companies make really small blush brushes, so yeah, I don't know. So moving on to the highlighter brush. I have this Morphe M510 brush. This is like a fluffy highlighter brush. As you can see, you can apply any kind of highlighter with this brush. And this brush, I will say, if any highlighter isn't like too pigmented, you can use this brush. This is Morphe R31 brush. They also said it's a highlighter brush and I totally agree because whenever I see that the highlighter isn't giving any pigment that it shows on the pan, so this works just fine to put highlighter on your cheeks. R31 brush, the rose collection. So moving on to my eye brushes. First I will start with concealer buffing or eyeshadow primer on your lid. I use this R31 brush from Morphe. It's their rose collection brush. It's perfect to blend any concealers or like eyeshadow primers, as I mentioned before. So you can use any kind of buffing brush. You don't have to use this kind of. Also this works as well. I just like this one because it's rose gold and it works just fine. Even if you want to blend out your nose contour like cream contour, this is perfect for it. Moving on to blending brushes. I have two blending brushes to talk about. Is this Morphe MB23 large blending brush. As you can see, it's a large blending brush, so it's perfect for any kind of transition shade you're putting on the crease area. And this one is also perfect. This is also Morphe MB332 brush. This is like circular kind of domed brush. This also works with the transition shade or like you wanna blend out your eyeshadow to make it look softer. It works both ways, so yeah. So moving on to my cut crease brushes. I will say I use this Morphe M433 brush. Sorry, this is a little bit dirty. I just used it, so yeah. So this is perfect for cut crease because you can apply the eyeshadow really well on your crease, however you wanna map it out. So this one is really good, and this is a dupe for one of the high-end brushes, is this MAC 217 brush. As you can see, this is MAC 217 brush and this is Morphe M433 brush. These two are just the same brush. They're exactly same, they're I don't know, this is just a little bit longer and this is a little bit shorter, but yeah, they work same, they look same. So this is $25 from MAC and this is $5.99 from Morphe. If you wanna try this brush, I will highly recommend this. This will change your life if you wanna do cut crease or any kind of smoky eye look. So next brush I will talk about is this two flat shader brush. This is BH Cosmetics Rose Romance brush number 8. This is also from the collection I was just talking about. This brush is just a basic flat brush if you're looking for to carve out your concealer on your brows or apply shimmery or any kind of eyeshadows to pack it on your lids. Same thing with this brush. This is a brush, I got this from Forever 21 and this works just fine. You can apply any kind of glitter eyeshadow, matte, shimmer, foiled eyeshadow. This works just fine. So yeah, this is the Morphe M224 brush. This is like the same kind of brushes I was talking about. These are the flat shader brush. This works just the same as this one, like shimmery eyeshadow or glittery eyeshadow. So yeah. This concealer brush from e.l.f. This is like really tiny concealer brush, but I will say the reason why I use this is because for my cut crease look, as you can see, this is really small, so you can get really precise on the crease, and it works for like try to put glitter on your crease just like I have it today. I also use this brush. So yeah, I use this brush to carve out my crease or carve out my eyebrows. This works really fine. This is just $1 and it works so well for my cut creases. So yeah, moving on to eye brushes again. So I have this brush. This is eyeliner brush from Morphe called M160-1. So this is just a basic eyeliner brush. You can have any kind of eyeliner brush, just make sure it's like thin eyeliner brush so you don't make too thick of a line for your eyeliner. It's only personal preference, but I think the thin line makes really big difference when you do your eyeliner. So yeah, that's just my opinion. And yeah, next brush is from Real Techniques, waterline eyeliner if you want to apply gel eyeliner on your waterline. So yeah, as you can see, this is really tiny, but this I use sometime for waterline but sometime for my crease. Whenever I do any kind of crazy looks, I use this to put glitters on my crease or any kind of colorful liner. So this comes in really handy. So I have these two brushes. This is Morphe Y21 brush. This is for my lower lash line, same as this one. This is from BH Cosmetics called Duo Fiber number 2 brush. This also came from a brush set called Duo Fiber. So yeah, these two works just the same. I love this kind of brushes more than like pencil brushes, just because it gets really underneath your lower lash line to smoke out your lower lash line. So yeah, if you're wondering like why I use this, because it's really comfortable to use more than a pencil brush. Unless you really like pencil brushes, then it's totally up to you, but I love this kind of brushes because this really goes underneath the lower lash line to smoke out. So I have this another Morphe brush called G27. This is also a pencil brush. This is for my crease, if I want my crease to be really strong. Let's say you want black eyeshadow a little bit on the crease. You can take this brush, tap it on the table and then apply. It works so well, you have no idea. So yeah, this is Morphe G27. I would say these two pencil brushes are really different. This is really skinnier and this one is a little bit more bigger on the outer edge. I would say this is really perfect to put darker color outside if you're wondering how I put my black eyeshadow. So yeah, this is G27 by Morphe. And the last and final brush I will say is this lip brush. This is Morphe E19 brush. This is the lip brush. So one day I was applying my inner corner highlight, so the highlighter goes really far away if the brush is too big. So I decided to take this brush because this is really tiny. So I applied it on the inner corner and it was just perfect. So yeah, it's just my personal preference, but I like to apply my inner corner highlight with this lip brush. This is Morphe E19 brush. So yeah, this is the end of the video. This is my whole favorite Morphe BH Cosmetics Wet n Wild favorite brushes collection. Hope you guys really enjoy this. Let me know in the comments section below what is your favorite brushes. If you have any ride or die brushes, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.